Hi there, and welcome to Heart Matters, FCA Heart Matters, because your heart does matter. Thank you for spending the time with us today. Let me start as we move into the depths of spiritual formation with this simple statement. Your worth is not the same as your usefulness. Your worth is not the same as your usefulness. It's true that there's a call in our lives as ministers to be used by God, but we must never forget that God does not primarily want our hands or our feet or our tongues, but He wants our hearts. It's true that our hearts are deceitful and desperately wicked, and He does not condone those things which fall short of His standards of righteousness, but our sin never causes Him to withhold His love from us. So back to the statement that our worth is not the same as our usefulness to God. We all know that it's important to recognize that our successes are to be objectively observed and enjoyed. When they become subjectively experienced and I get my worth and value in my successes, in my fruitfulness, the danger there is, of course, I can lose those successes and fruitfulness can go into a season of dryness. But worse, I can begin to live under the expectations of others. I go and thirst for more accolades, and I cease to be living my life and trajectory to obedience and the pleasure of God, and I become now a slave to performance and workaholism and the pleasing of men. So my worth must never be confused with my usefulness. What's the principle in all of that? Point number one in spiritual formation. I am loved by a God who pursues me. He wants me for me. The way He created me and all that I am, He is in love with me. He longs for me and seeks my attention and my company. That's a hard thing to get your head around sometimes. If we loathe ourselves, we wonder, why would God want to spend time with us? More on that in days to come. Number two, we recognize that going into the depths of God's love, the very desires of our hearts, those desires that we have been created with because we were created in the image of God, to be loved, to feel secure, to have a sense of belonging, to have a sense of purpose and significance, to be understood, these and other longings of our soul are to be found in Him. And those are found when I grow into intimacy with Him. Of course, the enemy of our soul, recognizing that we have fallen and have darkened hearts, twists and perverts all those appetites. Those core longings and desires become core deficits. And we go in pursuit of other places and other ones in order to have those fulfilled. So number one in spiritual formation, I'm being pursued by a God who loves me. Number two, into the depths of that love, the desires of my heart will begin to be met. And number three, the pathway into the depths of God and spiritual formation is becoming comfortable with stillness and silence and solitude. More on that in days to come. This past Christmas, I received this as a gift. His presence is our present. His presence is our present. That's a double entendre. It's not just His presence, the one who comes, Emmanuel, to be with us, but He's very real in the moment, the present moment in which I live. Join us next week as we go deeper into spiritual formation. God bless you. Remember, heart matters. Your heart matters.